Hey guys, in this week's video we're going to be talking about remixing songs on the fly as you go along. Let's do it. Hey guys, okay, so first thing I wanted to tell you guys about is I'm now on Instagram. So guys, get your phones out now and follow me at Phil Harris Music. That's my Instagram. I'm going to be Instagramming for you, okay? So, the next thing I want to say is if you guys are new to DJing and you don't know what anything does here, you can go and check out my course at beginnerdjlessons.com. I'll teach you everything you need to know. Then if you want to become superstar DJs and you want to learn how to make your own music to play out, you can go and check out my course at beginnerabletonlessons.com. Cool, let's get straight into it. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to remix on the fly. And just to be crystal clear what I mean when I say that, is what we're actually going to be doing is playing modern beats over old songs, as you saw in my intro, okay? Here is the problem you are going to face when you try and do this. Modern beats will not play very well over old songs. The reason is modern beats are all done on computers and they're very precise. You could get an Avicii track and a Calvin Harris track that are both 128 beats per minute, put them on loop, play them on top of each other, go away for 2 months, come back and they'll still be playing exactly perfectly on top of each other because it's digitally done. The problem with old music like Mozart or music from the 70s or whatever is the music was made by people just playing instruments. Now, the problem with that is even though they were really good, they weren't perfect. So if you take something that's close to perfect and something that's perfect, they will eventually just go completely out with each other. I'm going to give you a really quick example now, okay? So if I put these two to the middle here, we've got one track here called Please Mr. Postman, and I've got another track called Beat. Please Mr. Postman is 121.1 and Beat is 120, so I'm going to move this to 121.1. There we go. There. So then now, Serato now thinks these two tracks are absolutely perfectly aligned with each other. But I'm going to show you how quickly these two tracks will go out of alignment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play track A, I'm going to match the beat to it, and when I feel that the beat is starting to go out, I'll take the beat away, clap my chest, and bring it back in, and you'll see how out the beat is. When I say clap my chest, I'm going to clap it to Please Mr. Postman, reintroduce the beat, and you'll see how out the beat is, and you'll hear it. Let's do it. Okay, check the beats are lined up. It's already beginning to go out. It's already out. Here we go. I hope you can hear that those two are out. If you can't hear that they're out, you may struggle with this next exercise, okay? But it should have been quite clear that they were completely out of time with each other. So, as you can see, old tracks, modern beats quickly go out of time. But if you're gonna do a remix on the fly by playing a drum beat over one of these songs, you need to be able to stay on top of it. I'm gonna give you a technique now that you can practice to get good at doing this, so when you play your live sets, you can chuck a live beat over an old song and do a remix on the fly. First thing you're gonna need is two tracks. So one could just be a regular beat, one could be more of a kind of fancy beat, which is what I'm going to show you here. I've got one beat called 98 beat and one beat called lazy beat. If you want, you can go beneath this YouTube video and download these beats now and do exactly what I'm about to show you. 98 beat is just a beat, a kick drum at 98 beats per minute. It sounds like this. 3, 4. Okay, and I've got another beat over here called lazy beat. It sounds a bit like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to slow 98 beat down to about 93 beats per minute. because the two tracks are different speeds, and I want to give us enough leeway here with the tempo. In other words, what I'm saying is if I have this one at the center point, which is 98 beats per minute, if we want to match these, if I bring this up as fast as it will go here, it only gets to 97, so we'll never fully be able to beat match these. I'm just going to slow this down to 93 beats there, and it means I've got a lot of leeway to get to that 93 point. Now the reason why I show you this is because we're going to be beat matching now by ear, and I'm going to show you a technique that's going to help you do this, okay? First thing you want to do is get the 2 beats to the beginning and put a loop on both, so we have all the time in the world to do this, okay? They'll never stop. Next thing I want you to do, close your laptop slightly so you can't have any visual clues from Serato at the speeds of the song. We're going to do this by ear, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the beat on track A, and I'm going to come in with the second track on track B, and I'm just going to play it with a hot cue and just by ear listen to it and see if that track is too fast or too slow for track A. The top tip I'm going to give you to start with is make sure track A is significantly louder than track B, because the track that's the loudest is the one your brain will latch on to. So we want to have the one with a solid drum beat being the loudest and this kind of break beat going a bit quieter. So let's do this. I can already tell that that track is way too slow, okay? So I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. I can tell it's still too slow, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit more. I think it's still a little bit too slow, so let's speed up a bit more. That is relatively close. It's not perfect though, but I want you to just practice that first. Press play on the second track, bring it up slightly. Sometimes I find it the easiest thing to do is kind of get track B in your head, that rhythm. So I know it kind of goes. So when I play track A, I know how fast it needs to sound. Look like an absolute madman then, but that's basically what's going on in my head. I'm singing along, I'm listening to that track while listening to track A, going, is it too fast, is it too slow? It might seem pretty hard when you first start doing this, but you will get better at it. That's my top tip for you for now, just have track B in your head. Cool, so we have now got the two tracks relatively close. That might be as close as Serato gets you, okay? So here's where you have to go from here. Now, you have to keep the track B in line with track A, even though they are slightly out. So what you do is, instead of putting your finger on the top of the deck, which will allow you to kind of scratch, okay, you're going to put your finger on the side of the deck, which allow you to nudge the song along. If you put the finger on the top of the deck while the track is playing, it will stop. Okay? If you touch the side of the deck, it won't stop, but you can speed it up or slow it down by nudging it. The purpose of this is for a DJ to be able to align two beats by like macro amounts, tiny little amounts, okay? So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to listen to it, and if we feel like the one track is going out, what you're going to do is put your finger on the side of the deck and do a 180. Listen to it, do a 180. Listen to it, do a 180. So the first thing we're going to do is just see if we can keep the beats aligned even though they're at slightly different speeds. Okay, here we go. So what you saw there was I was having to work quite hard. I was moving it all the time, which tells me it was too slow. So I want you to just practice that for a bit, just keeping it up, just do it for a couple of minutes, keep it on loop and keep going and just keep it on time. If it gets really bad, just pause the track and start again, because you know you can start it by counting it in and getting it right at the start. So here's the next thing I want you guys to know, okay? If you're constantly moving it forward, it means it's too slow, it means this needs to be sped up a bit. If you're moving it back, it means you have to make it slower, okay? Wait, is that right? Yeah, so forward means it needs faster, backwards it means it needs to be slower, okay? So, now what I want you to practice is juggling the two and trying to get the beat perfect by matching the tempo and matching the jog wheel. Let's give it a go. So there we go, I think I got that pretty close then. In fact, let's check it out. So I'm going to open the laptop and see 93.0, 92.9, so I was 0.1 out, which is pretty spot on really. You'd be doing quite well if you get it exact, but you get 0.1 or 2 out, you've done really well. So, did you see what I was doing? I was juggling it forward. If it needed to be sped up, I'd move it forward an absolute fraction. If it needed to go back, I would move it down a little bit. And I'm not going to keep showing you that example. You can rewind and watch me do it again if you want. But that is exactly what you need to do. If you can get that down, you're going to be able to do the next bit of the video, which is going back to a song that we already know. We're going to get another beat and we're just going to juggle it live, okay? So, let me give you an example. Okay, so what I've done is I've loaded up the track I was showing you a second ago, Please Mr. Postman, and a beat, okay? I've put them both through 121.1, and I'm going to actually close the laptop so I cannot look for any visual clues. I'm going to do exactly what I just did on that last kind of example thing that you guys can practice, okay? Okay, check the beats are lined up. Change the tempo again. Check the beat is lined up properly. Cool, so we did it with just a basic beat. Now we may want to make it a bit more interesting and try it with more like a break beat. So I've got a break beat in that sounds a bit like this. Okay, and I'm going to kind of match them up a bit. So what I'm going to have to do actually is slow this track down a bit to say 116. I'm going to speed this up to about 116 as well. But we know this is probably going to go off quite quickly. Close the laptop so I'm not tempted to look. Let's have a go. Nudge the track back a little bit. Okay, we're going to have to move it forward a bit, so nudge the track forward. Okay, check the beats are lined up. Change the tempo. So So there we go, guys. You could see exactly what I was doing there. I was listening to the beat, I was listening to the song that was currently playing. If I felt like it was lagging, I'd speed it up and speed the track up a bit. If I felt it was going too fast, I'd slow it down and make sure the beat was right, and then I'd slow it down. This is just practice, but it's a really, really good thing for you guys to practice if you are DJs, and I would highly recommend it. Finally, guys, I wanted to jump on Ableton and show you how ridiculously quick and easy it is to make your own beats. So if you've ever got a song and you've got a specific beat in your head you want to play over it, rather than looking through thousands and thousands of samples, you can jump on Ableton and make your own beat, and you can make it at whatever speed you want, so it will perfectly fit over any track you want, okay? So what I've got here is my Ableton template, which I'm currently giving away free on my website at beginnerabletonlessons.com, which makes making any music in Ableton so much quicker. I'm going to show you how much quicker now. What I've done is I've thrown in the track by Mozart that I had at the beginning of the video. The track sounds a bit like this. Okay, and what I've got here as well is 3 lanes, one with a kick, one with a snare, one with a hi-hat. Kicks are the ones that usually sound dum, dum, dum. Snares are the ones that usually go tsh, dum, tsh, dum, tsh. And then hi-hats are the ones that you sound a bit like tss, tss, tss. And they're used a lot as well. Those are the only 3 elements you're ever going to need to make a beat. Well, 99% of beats anyway. I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is. So, the beat I've got in my head is like a break beat. It sounds a bit like this. Okay? And we're going to program it in. So I'm going to open up the clip for a kick right now, and I'm going to put it in. So, Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to duplicate that across, bring this back a bit. So we've got that, and I'm also going to go into snares now. I'm going to get a snare that I like. Okay, let's put that in. There we go, and the final element which I said we needed was a hi-hat. Typically hi-hats go on halfway through a bar, so let's just put a ton in like this. Duplicate that across. Now we've got this sound. Get rid of the first one. To make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to put a double hi-hat on every 4th. So we'll do that, and we'll get another one there, and we'll get another one there. So it sounds a bit like this. How awesome is that? And then if you take away the original track, you've just got this awesome beat that you can save at any speed. So if I wanted to make that really quick, like 128, I can make it quick. If I wanted to slow it right down to like 90 or 80, I can just slow it right down. I can export that and put it anywhere I want in my DJ set. So I just wanted to show you that as well. And guys, if you're looking at Ableton and you're like, that just looks so complicated, beginnerabletonlessons.com. I'll teach you everything you need to know. You'll be making beats like that within 1 week. I absolutely promise you. So guys, that is the end of this week's video. It's a bit of a complicated one, and I've taught you a lot of things that you're going to have to go away and practice if you want to get it right. But I'm sure if you do practice them, they're going to take your DJing to that next level. And it's really, really cool, some of this stuff, okay? If you like the video, like it, subscribe, share it, do all that stuff, okay? If you're new to DJing, beginnerdjlessons.com, beginnerabletonlessons.com. See you guys soon. Ciao.